Hello and welcome to yet another Magento training. In this training we see that we have a start page with just a header section and a footer section down here with an empty white space here, and we want to add content to it. Similar to this start page where we have a simple slideshow, we have 4 content blocks with a couple of images and text, then we have another widget with a couple of products, and then we have another content block with even more text. So that is what we're going to do. In this example, we're going to create a start page that looks like this one in our Magento 2 installation. And this video might be a little bit longer than the previous ones, but please stay tuned because this will be a fun video, I promise you that. So let's get started. Let's go into Magento admin. And simply let's go to products, inventory, categories, and here we see that we have a home icon next to this default category. So if I click on my home page, which is this one, I can now click the edit and preview button. This then opens the start page in edit mode, as we can see here, and if we want to exit the preview mode, we simply click this button. And if I want to go back to edit mode, I can either go back to Magento admin and click edit and preview, or I can simply change edit is equal to 1 like this. And don't worry, your users will not be able to access edit mode unless they are logged into Magento admin. I could, for example, copy this URL and open it in a new browser just to simulate that I'm being a regular customer on the site, and we can see that even though that I have edit is equal to 1, I don't see the edit mode. So when we start hovering here, we see a couple of placeholders with a thin border like this, and this means that we can edit the structure of this section. We could, if we would want to, edit the structure of the header like this, for example, but in this example we are going to edit the structure of this content or of this section. So if we click edit structure, we have a couple of options, and I'm going to start by adding a new widget. The amount of widgets that we have here depends on the amount of or the types of modules that we have installed in your customer site. But these are the standard ones. And in this example, I'm going to add a banner slider widget. And in this dropdown, I only see that I have one slideshow created. And this slideshow is the one that I have created previously in content, banner slider, manage sliders. So here we see that we have this slideshow, and that corresponds to this one. If I now click OK and then save the structure, we see that we have the slideshow down here. But we actually want to make this slideshow bigger. So let's go back to edit structure, and we can now click in the bottom right corner of the widget and just drag it to the right. And if I then click save structure, we see that it takes up all the width of the page. Alright, so how does it look like if I'm not in edit mode? So I'm just going to copy the URL of the start page without edit mode enabled, and we see that it's currently empty. If I now click publish, as you see, I have 2 options. I can either discard my changes, which would then revert everything, and then I need to go back and add the content that I want to have. So I will do that quickly. If I, however, want to publish my changes, I can simply click the publish button like this. And if I go to the front end and I reload the page, we still see that we don't have the content. Actually, I do have. I thought that I was going to have to clear my cache. But anyway, now you see that after that I publish it, I, as a regular customer, can see the content. If you want, you can disable the publish and staying functionality if you are, for example, making a lot of changes to the site and the site is not live yet. In order to do so, simply go to stores configuration, and then go to general and content management and disable the staging option. Simply change enabled to no, and that's it. But I want to keep it for now. Alright, now let's add a couple of static blocks. So we want to add these 4 content blocks. I will do so by going back to this tab, and I will click Edit Structure again. And instead of adding a new widget, I will click Add CMS Static Block. For now, I'm just going to add 2 out of the 4 CMS blocks, and I will show you soon why. So now we see that we have some dummy text here, and I'm going to change this. So I'm going to upload the images, and to upload images, I will use the file manager, which is this one. And I can here either browse the files from my computer or simply drag them into here. But now I'm going to choose to upload these 2 images, like this. And I will then insert the first image by clicking the insert button, and I will do the same for the second block. So here I will go to file manager, but I have already uploaded the images, so I'm just going to insert this image. And then I'm going to remove this text and remove this as well. And I'm going to change this to Blazers, and I will make this a heading 2. So as you can see now, I'm using the Visvig editor up here, and here we want to have deals. Change this to heading 2, and that's it. So I'm going to save the content now, and this will then save the content of all of the CMS blocks that I'm editing at the moment. And now if I publish the page, it will look like this. Alright, now I want to add the 2 other blocks that we have here to the right. But I have been cheating a little bit, so as we can see here, I'm not going to add a CMS static block, I'm going to add a widget. And instead of choosing a slider widget, I'm going to choose a CMS static block. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have already created these 2 CMS blocks in advanced. So if you want to have the same CMS block in different places, this is the way how to do it. Unless you want to click Add CMS static block and create a new duplicate of the same CMS block. I'm going to do the same for the other one. So I'm going to add another CMS static block, and I'm going to choose this one. Alright, now if I click Save Structure, it looks like this. Going back to Edit Structure, we now want to make these blocks a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to drag them a little bit like this to reduce the width of them, like this, and then just move them closer to each other so that they all fit nicely on the same row. And you can see now, even though that I added these 2 blocks as add CMS static block and the second 2 blocks using the add widget, we see that they all have the same widget type, which is CMS static block. So you can choose how to do this. If I now click Save Structure, we see that we are progressing. So now we want to add a couple of products to the page. And instead of adding these products, I'm going to add a couple of other products. So I'm going to edit the structure. And again, I'm going to add a new widget. And I will now choose a catalog products list. And instead of 5 products, instead of 10, I want to have 5 products. And I will add a couple of conditions. The first condition is that I want to have 5 products where category is, and then I can click this open chooser icon. And if I expand woman tops, I want to add 5 products from this category. And I want to add another condition as well. I want price to be either equals or greater than, I don't know, 40 pounds. And then I click OK. And of course, again, I want to make this widget a little bit bigger. So I'm going to drag it all of the way to the right and then click Save Structure. Now we see that we have these products here. The reason why this last product is falling down to on the second row is because in edit mode we have a little bit of padding, and that makes the widget to break a little bit. But if I publish this and I look at the page without being in edit mode, we see how it looks nicely. So here we see 5 products on a row. We have our 4 content blocks, where 2 of them were created manually and the other 2 were added when I had created them in advanced. And then we have our slideshow. Now, if I want to add something above the slideshow or just move blocks and change the position, I simply go back and I edit the structure and I just move my stuff. So for example, I'm going to move the catalog top list above the slideshow widget, and I'm going to I'm going to add another static block just in between here and drag this one all of the way. Actually, I want to have 2 static blocks, so I'm going to create 2 like this and then save the structure. And then publish, of course, and double check once again how it looks like. So now we see that we have the products up there, we have 2 content blocks with just some silly text, then we have the slideshow and a couple of more content blocks. So you see how easy it is to rearrange the content of your site, and with just adding a couple of different widgets to the page, you can make your start page look much more nicer. And yeah, that was it for this training, and in the next training we are going to look how we can create a campaign landing page using the same feature. For example, if I would want to create a Christmas 2017 or a Black Friday campaign page. Alright, thank you for watching and see you soon again.